everyone. Well, I've been really lucky to get hold of the new AK Tracer, the 1030. This is a beautiful bit of kit, and to anyone that's used the plasma last year, it's a very familiar feeling foil. The plasma was an aspect ratio 7, and the Tracer is just a tad higher, about 8ish. Varies a little bit depending on what size it is, I believe. And yeah, you know, this has got the speed of the plasma and then a bit more. It's really nice and manoeuvrable. The glide is on another level compared to the plasma, but it's still a very user-friendly foil to use. Some changes they've made this year. The front wing is one piece and goes into the fuselage, and the mast mounts straight into the top of that, as you can see there. And then the rear part of the fuselage is an aluminium and slots in and goes in with two bolts there. It retains the adjustable stabilizer as before. The stabilizer for this one is significantly smaller than for the plasma, and for in fact all of the AK foils last year. They averaged about 300 square centimetres, whereas this is 200. And yeah, one thing you'll notice is if you basically take the old plasma out and put these side by side on the same setting, so you know the stabilizer in the same positive negative pitch setting, you'll notice that the Tracer is a fair bit more twitchy and less stabilised, largely due to the fact that it's 200 square centimetres rather than 300. So generally, if you want the same kind of feeling, generally you want to put the stabiliser on a bit more positive angle, just to give you that little bit extra stabilisation. I quite like it with a fair bit of low stabilisation, because you get loads and loads of glide. But yeah, that is one kind of significant tuning difference between the two. In terms of performance, it's a beautiful foil on the water. Takes a tiny little bit more power to get going than the equivalent 1000 plasma, but once it's up and going, it keeps on going. You know, it's that fair bit quicker. It feels really low friction, and although I haven't really tried it in particularly big waves at all, in the little waves that I have had, it felt lovely on them. You know, I can't wait to get this out in some proper swell, because I'm sure it's going to be amazing. It's just got all that glide, and yeah, it's just such a nice piece of kit. You know, I found that when I was doing you know, the flat water freestyle, I just had so much more glide coming out of it. I was trying to do backwinding, and I was ending up with so much apparent wind that I was going into accidental 360s, because I was expecting the apparent wind to be at a different direction at the point in the turn that I'm used to. So yeah, I think this is going to be an absolute beast in the waves. You know, and this is now also available in smaller sizes. The plasma, the smaller size was 1000, whereas you can get the Tracer in 800 and 650, I believe. So those smaller ones are going to be amazing. In terms of freestyle, it's a nice bit of kit for that. It jumps well. It lands quite. There's quite a cushioning on the landing. I'm not quite sure why that is. It's nice to have. I don't know if it's because the bottom of the fuselage is that little bit wider, and it just kind of gives you a really nice cushioning to landing. But yeah, all in all, a very nice bit of kit. You know, I think, you know, the 1000 could be like a one foil quiver. You know, it's you could pretty much use it for everything. Maybe if you want to go for 2, possibly for a standard weight guy like myself, you know, maybe the 1300 plus the 800 might be a nice 2 foil quiver. But I'm yet to try those. But I'm sure it'll be, having tried that, I think it'll be amazing. So I think that's about it for this kind of mini review now. I'll leave you to some footage of me whizzing around in it. Catch you later.